reason as to why we have to change after every time is to have leadership and they keep better. Are you getting? Please, could you answer the question on particular or pertinent weaknesses of the current HP that you have come to resolve? You have not come because there was no leadership. You get the point?
Only 3 are enough.
We are not saying his problems. Weaknesses as far as leadership. Weaknesses as far as administration. Weakness as far as personal character. We have now put it at that what? As the head prefect, you represent even the head teacher when the head teacher is not there. So, this is not a minor thing, please.
I really appreciate your clarification. And let me hope my brother, this will not come to attack.
Please, you just answer.
The first weakness is poor communication and delegation of responsibility. You have very capable lieutenants on field, but you tend to dictate decision and at the same time action. So you don't delegate people effectively that they can ensure that you will provide the will of the common good. That's the first weakness. The second weakness is that you're biased to gain a bad image from students while implementing the common good. The right always provides. Take what step you will. You have to really uphold the moral and intellectual culture of the institution, protecting students as well. Then the last weakness is weak personality. You tend to indulge in acts that really deteriorate the leadership mode of conduct, and I hope better sense provides. All right. I think there we have.
That's what you have come to bridge. Maybe we can still have more questions. Then the chair will what? Maybe colleagues, see, this is a position for the head prefect. Whatever we are doing here now will impact on the institution tomorrow. So let me hear from the panelists on the other side.
Okay, HP2B, one of the observations we have had in the previous period, students, we have had high rates of death in schools. And one of it has been because of, I think these learners have stress, and they end up having issues. So I want you to speak about the mental health of the learners. It is one of the things most administration is probably not looking at, but is causing an effect. As the students' leader, how are you planning to hold and handle the mental health of the learners?
I'm really impressed by the question, and let me respond to it effectively. Once we are addressing the issue of mental health, I am really a living testimony of some of the students who have been affected by mental health issues. In which way? One, they are partly caused by stress and pressures from home. A student might have a better will in their life, but family background tends to discourage the will of the student. And the student will act against his will, purposely to appease their parents. And indeed, that is a very great cause of mental health. And I've really witnessed it with some students that I've come in contact with. Students are traumatized by fears from parents. Parents have really left their responsibility of engaging within affairs of their sons, especially in adolescence. And we end up making very wrong decisions. But how will that come? How will I at least try to manage such issues within students? One, a crying heart and a mourning person needs one thing. And if you provide that one thing, really that person will have confidence in you. They will confide in you. And what is that? Give them a listening ear. Show them that you're really interested in knowing what they feel. And I really did that last night. There were some conflicts, and I just gave them ears. Yes, I think the head prefect is a living testimony. We addressed such issues yesterday night, but it was a very simple issue. But the only thing that people needed was someone to listen to them. And by listening to them, really, the heart is set at peace.
Chairman,
And what else?
Yes.
Competence. Competence-based and logical. And incidental occurrences in the institution. Honorable Odoi Frederick, they would be head prefect of the institution. I'm imagining that the head teacher is absent. Students are restless and a fight breaks out while visitors are touring the school. As a head prefect, what immediate and long-term actions would you take?
Let me try to analyze it so that better sense provides. The head teacher is absent from the school. There is a conflict springing up within the school. And we are having visitors in the school. Visitors on their way to school. What immediate action can I take so that visitors find the school in a very good way? That shall really require a very good background to establish yourself as a prefect, so that once you speak, people are able to listen. But once it is now on the ground, how shall we manage that? One, you have already gotten people within the students' community, and those are the prefects themselves. Let the prefects take up positions and arms tending to be on the side of students, and with that influence, the students will now take sides of the prefects and use those prefects now to communicate what you want through them. Mobilize them within the shortest time period possible. Tell them, please distribute yourselves, go to the other group and be with them. Move to the other group, have them. Move to this place, have them. Then with that, first tend to be on their side so as to catch up their minds. Because once the prefect is engaged, they'll really be interested to know what course of action is he trying to take in supporting their will. And with that, at the end, they will have to influence them through words, of which we shall have to participate in within my course of service. Thank you for the leadership. I will have a strong team of prefects that I will work with to delegate tasks and enforce that they come to happen. Nevertheless, I've also drafted and came up with an adjustable timetable, of which I'll have to balance classwork and prefect's duty. And I indeed want to present to the chairperson electoral commission a copy of it, so that we can really ensure that better sense prevails.
Thank you so much. As you're here, we also need you to finalize with this. As a student, there is the most opposition as far as students are concerned. You'll be almost like the custodian of knowledge at that level. Now we have a debate between senior 4 and senior 6, and they have come to you for guidance on the motion. And they have suggested, the prefect, please give us 3 motions such that we select the best to this modern era and to what is happening with all the current affairs. Can you please, as of now, get us 3 motions? We select the best.
Purposely, I will have to select resolutions and motions that try to engage other students and do not conflict in ideology. The very first motion I can pose of is this house believes that students are the very cause of their failure. That could be one. Then the other resolution or motion can be this house discourages use of phones in schools. Then the last one could be this house promotes homosexuality, the homosexuality bill within the country. And I think that cannot result into conflict in ideology between the A-levelers and O-levelers, because at least there is a shared identity in knowledge.
We want to, Mr. Deputy Academic Sirs, I think
Honorable Don, I've been quite impressed with your approach to these questions. However, my last question for you, the way I see you, you would serve better when you join the academic prefectorial board if you are in charge of academics.
What really made you to contest for head prefect, not prefect in charge of academics?
Yeah, I really seek to appreciate your comment, but one thing that I would like to highlight is that never judge a book by its cover. There is always that one thing and a burning tension within someone that they have no one to speak it to, but are just waiting for the right time. I was really passionate of this role right away from my senior fallback. And I think I even shared with Mr. Head Teacher during term 2 that I want to assume this role. But now, why haven't I really come for academics, and what thing has sparked my interest in this role, not another? I'm optimistic that I shall assume better careers within life. And by assuming this role of head prefect, I'm really convinced that the skills I will get by engaging within students will really make me an effective person to serve in my career path as a leader and professional worker.